It is to my great dissatisfaction to announce that this will be the last edition of Channel 8 News.
Haarlem's beloved news provider, Channel 8, has been cancelled due to a lack of funds and viewers.
It is a shame, because Haarlem was once a significantly developed city before the Second World War. However, after the German occupation, we never quite recovered.
Industry shifted towards Amsterdam, and buildings were never rebuilt.
But a small wave of Indonesian immigrants kept the news team and parts of the government alive by immigrating to the inner-city Haarlem houses.
To memorialize Haarlem and its great events, this news channel has provided a video synthesizing its greatest moments.
So here's a look back into Channel 8's history.
Welcome to Channel 8 Haarlem News at 10. Tonight is October 25th, 1944. The Nazis remain in power, however, our reports have it that the Americans and British are closing in, and the war will soon come to an end.
In Haarlem, we have Nazis running wild, badly over-exercising their power. They've taken away our gas and our oil, and Jews are being exported left and right. They don't even have any sports teams.
What is this?
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this just in.
Police officer Fake Christ has been shot in Haarlem.
Now to our reporter on the scene.
I'm at the scene where Fake Chris was killed. The shots seem to be coming from a nearby school. Some background on Fake Chris. Fake Chris was a Nazi police officer in 1932, and he was very fanatic and dedicated about detecting Jews and resistance fighters. It's rumored that he has a list of them and their addresses of resistance fighters, and this had to be a planned assassination. He once arrested 26 people in one night in 1944, which is why the resistance fighters dislike him.
Thank you, Krishna, for that inspirational story. We also have some shocking footage from earlier on today.
This is Channel 8, Haarlem News. I'm Krishna Nanavel, here on a bright sunny morning in Haarlem.
What a tragic video from earlier today in Haarlem. Obviously, we will follow this story wherever it may lead and keep you, the good people of Haarlem, posted as much as we can, even though the Nazis are going to shut us down and you don't have electricity or gas and probably not televisions or cable, so I'm not sure how you're even watching this show.
It's okay, we have 2 viewers.
2 viewers?
One of them's my mom.
And the other one's the cameraman.
Hi, Mom. We're back again today to bring you more news on the Fake Chris situation from yesterday.
Yes, we have recently heard from the police officers that there were 3 men from the resistance that were responsible for the shooting. Their names were John Transformer, Chris Teffers, and Gormant Warrior.
They shot from inside of a school, shot 4 times, and killed Fake.
Yes. As a result of this, the Nazis are taking brutal measures of retaliation and have burned down 4 houses adjacent to the place where Fake Christ was shot, as well as killed 10 inmates from a prison in Amsterdam. We will now go to the footage of this event.
I'll get you 9 other friends later.
This concludes our coverage of the tragic Fake Chris story. We now go to Aladdin with sports.
We don't have sports.
What?
Welcome back to another installation of Channel 8 News in Haarlem. Today is April 2nd, 1971. The top story today, Willie Lages died. Lages was sentenced to life in prison because he was a leader of a Nazi party in World War II. He had deported some 70,000 Jews from Amsterdam, and he executed a lot of resistance men.
He was originally sentenced to death, but the sentence was turned into a life sentence in prison. However, he was released in 1966 because the Minister of Justice decided that his declining health would require proper medical attention, so he just let him go. However, we did feel some sympathy for him. Some came to realize that they were not so different from Lages. Their new detached perspective on the war gave them mercy.
On the other hand, this provoked a massive public outcry. Many criticized his release because no crime is worse than genocide. As a result, many people wanted him to die.
He lived outside of custody for 5 years before his death, which happened earlier today. We want to know what you think about Lages and his legacy, so we go to Nathan with some interviews that were recorded earlier today after Lages died.
Today, I'm out here in the field interviewing you, the good people of Haarlem, to see what you think about the release and death of Willie Lage. Anyone? Oh, look, there's someone right now. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
What can I do for you?
I'm with Channel 8 News in Haarlem. I was wondering if I could get you to answer a couple questions. What's your opinion of Mr. Willie Lage?
Well, he did some bad things, but he was still a human being. I think a lot of us in the Netherlands here have taken a different perspective on the war. I think we've come to understand that he wasn't so different from us after all. And maybe if I was in his same position, I would do the same thing.
That's really interesting. That's really interesting. Would you mind if I asked a...
What? Are you serious? What? What did you say?
Whoa.
Come here, come here. Yo, I hate that. I hate that guy. I would have killed him myself. And I wish his death would have come sooner.
Sir, are you okay? Sir?
Yo! He just jacked my car. What an interesting interview, Nathan. But at least we got to see both sides of the public opinion.
Yes, I agree. That concludes our broadcast session for the evening.
Goedenacht en hebben een leuke avond.
Good evening, Haarlem, and welcome to your News 8 at 10. Today is October 30th, 1983, and today's top story are the protests that are happening in The Hague, in the Netherlands, just a few miles from here, against the use of nuclear weapons.
We'll get straight to the action and skip right to Sui, our main guy on the site.
I'm here at the peaceful demonstration in The Hague. The city is filled and continually growing with new arrivals. This is by far the largest demonstration we've ever had in the Netherlands. And I also have news that there are protesters all over the world, in Denmark and even in Portugal. Even though they cannot join us here in the Netherlands, they are demonstrating for the same reasons that we are. They're all there to protest the placement of nuclear warheads by the U.S. on European soil. The United States' desire to put 48 nuclear warheads in Europe is in response to Russians not lowering their number of S-22 missiles. However, the protesters here are against that, and I think that this just might be the message we send to the nuclear powers. No one wants a nuclear war, and these protesters are doing their best to avert that outcome. Back to you guys.
It's so good to see all those youngsters advocating about peace.
It really is, it really is. Well, that does it for our broadcast tonight. Tune in, same time tomorrow, and until then, stay classy, Haarlem.
Quite touching.
It truly is.
Well, Haarlem, thanks for sticking by us all these years. And even though our sports teams may not be that great, at least we have our shake.
Do the Harlem Shake.